Let's take a deep breath. Listen closely. What do you hear? If you're lucky, you hear the hum of the HVAC system. If you're the average human, you hear the phantom vibration of a smartphone in your pocket, or the literal ding of a Slack message from your boss who doesn't understand time zones. We live in a world where silence is no longer the absence of sound. It's just a brief, terrifying window between podcasts. We are completely, utterly, and historically noise drunk. Welcome to the Due to Expire podcast, where today we will be talking about life's noise-canceling headphones, how to find absolute silence in a hyper-connected world. I'm your host, Corey Kennard. Now, let's grow. As always, I want to let you know that this episode is presented by the No Negative Energy Life brand, a life coaching resource and media edutainment outlet that seeks to help human beings to consciously expose and diminish the impact of negative thoughts and ultimately replace them with positive ways of thinking that will increase one's ability to thrive. Check us out at nonegative.energy. That's no negative, all one phrase, .energy. Think about it. Our ancestors used to sit around campfires staring into the void. Their biggest cognitive disruption was a rustling bush that might be a saber-toothed tiger. Today, our bushes are constantly rustling, but instead of a tiger, it's a LinkedIn notification informing us that Dave from college has a new position as a senior synergy manager. We have traded biological survival cues for dopamine breadcrumbs. We wear watches that tell us we're stressed, which inherently makes us more stressed, causing the watch to beep again to tell us to breathe. We have automated our own anxiety. Today, we aren't just talking about acoustic noise, the jackhammers and the leaf blowers that we hear all the time. We're talking about cognitive noise, the data smog, the internal chatter. We're going to learn how to activate the active noise cancellation of the human spirit. We're going to find out how to build a noise-canceling soul. Let's start with the physical world. There's what we call acoustic pollution. Your brain and the leaf blower. Let's go there. The World Health Organization identifies environmental noise as an underestimated threat that can cause cognitive impairment, sleep disturbance, and cardiovascular disease. The science behind this is when you hear a loud sound, the sudden sound, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, fires up a distress signal. It releases cortisol and adrenaline. Your blood pressure then spikes. You might think, I'm used to living in the city. I don't even hear the sirens anymore. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Your conscious mind has tuned it out, but your subconscious is still bracing for impact. Your body is playing a permanent high-stakes game of musical chairs waiting for the beat to drop. But the real killer isn't the noise or traffic outside. It's the traffic inside our skulls. This is the information noise, what we call the infobesity epidemic. Research shows the average modern human processes roughly 34 gigabytes of information a day, the equivalent of about 100,000 words of information overload. This leads to the continuous partial attention trap. Coined by tech executive Linda Stone, this is the state where we are constantly scanning the horizon for the next bit of data. We are never fully anywhere. We are watching a movie while scrolling TikTok, while half listening to our partner talk about their day. We aren't multitasking. We are just giving ourselves micro strokes of distraction. So why do we do this to ourselves? Because true silence is terrifying. That's why. This is what we call the terror of the void. There was a famous 2014 study published in Science where participants were put in a room alone for 15 minutes with absolutely no distractions. The only thing in the room was a button. And if you pressed this button, it would deliver a painful electric shock. Here's the result. 67% of men and 25% of women chose to shock themselves rather than just sit quietly with their own thoughts. Let that sink in for a moment. We would literally rather experience physical pain than be left alone with our own minds for about 15 minutes. If that doesn't prove our souls need software updates, I don't know what does. Then there's the high price of low silence. When you actively focus on a task, your brain uses its executive network. But when you stop, when you zone out, and when you stare out of a window, your brain kicks into the default mode network. The default mode network is the magical kitchen of the subconscious. It's where your brain connects desperate ideas, processes trauma, and generates creative breakthroughs. It's why your best ideas happen in the shower. Why is that? Because the shower is the last place of human civilization where you can't easily bring a smartphone. If you cure your boredom the second it strikes by pulling out your phone, you kill the default mode network. No boredom, no great ideas, no brilliance. When your mind is constantly flooded with other people's opinions, their metrics, and voices, you lose your own baseline. You start making decisions based on the external algorithm rather than your internal alignment. You buy things you don't need to impress people you don't like because an Instagram ad targeted you and your vulnerability at 11:45 p.m. So how do we fix it? We can't sell all of our belongings and move to a monastery in Tibet, even though that sounds good. They probably have sketchy Wi-Fi there anyway. But we have to find silence inside the noise. Here is your practical guide to building a noise-canceling soul. Are you ready for it? Some of you may not be, but here we go. Step 1, acoustic insulation. Now, this is the physical level. Designate 0 tech zones in your home. The bedroom and the dinner table are sacred. If your phone is your alarm clock, congratulations. You sleep with your boss, your ex, and the news cycle every night. So buy a $10 analog alarm clock and use that instead. You see, you need to create a sound bath pivot. Instead of replacing silence with more words, like additional podcasts outside of this one and audiobooks, utilize pink noise, brown noise, or pure acoustic space. Give your auditory cortex a vacation. Step 2, digital triage. This is the mental level. Turn off every notification that isn't from a real human being trying to contact you in real time. You don't need a push notification from Duolingo guilt-tripping you about your French lessons at 2 p.m. What you need is a 24-hour digital Sabbath. Pick one day a week. I don't care what day it is. It doesn't matter. Just pick half a day. Okay, let's go with that because that may be easier for most people. Pick a time, a day when your phone goes into a drawer. Witness the intense withdrawal symptoms at first and then laugh at them because it's going to happen. And then realize that the world keeps spinning even if you don't know what Tony Robbins posted 3 minutes ago. And then there's step 3, radical monotasking. This is the deep soul level. So, eat the food and don't watch the screen. What do I mean by that? The next time you eat lunch, just eat the lunch. Taste the tomato. Chew the bread. Don't pull out YouTube. It will feel excruciating for the first 3 to 4 minutes. Trust me, I've tried it. By minute 5, though, it's going to feel like a superpower. And then engage in what we call the 5-minute stare. Once a day, sit in a chair and stare at a wall or out a window for 5 minutes. Do absolutely nothing. Produce absolutely nothing. Maximize absolutely nothing. Just exist. Now, as we prepare to conclude, I want to reveal the ultimate luxury of the modern age. In the past, luxury was defined by access. Access to information, access to travel, access to goods, etc., etc., etc. Today, the ultimate luxury is exclusion. The wealthiest people aren't the ones with the most connected devices. They are the ones who can afford to unplug. The most powerful status symbol in 2026 isn't a flashy watch. It's an unread inbox and a calm nervous system. Silence is not empty. It is full of everything you've been ignoring. It's where your intuition lives, and it's where your genuine joy resides. So here's my final challenge for you. When this podcast ends in a few moments, you will be tempted to immediately check your phone. You'll want to see if you missed anything important. I challenge you, resist it for the first 10 minutes. Walk to your car. Walk to your train. Or any destination that you're going to, go there in absolute silence. Let the world wash over you. Let your brain breathe. Put on life's noise-canceling headphones. Turn off the world and turn on your soul. Thank you for listening today. I'm your host, Corey Kennard.